Hi, welcome. You join me in my apartment in Milan, as you can see behind me. The day before I embark on a epic 1,000 plus kilometer journey back to London on a bike that I purchased for 40 euros. It's going to be difficult, it's going to be a challenge at times, but I think it's going to be a great adventure and I'd like to bring you all along. So you may be asking yourself, what's the plan? What's the goals with this trip? Why am I doing it? Essentially, the reason I'm doing this is I've just finished my exams here in Milan and I wanted to go back home, obviously, but I thought, why not make an adventure out of it? At the same time, I really enjoy traveling by bicycle just because I think the pace is absolutely perfect for me. You are moving within your environment, so you're going slow enough that you feel like you are still present without having that sort of separation that you would get in a car or on a train or on a plane or something like that. But you're also going fast enough that you can make reasonable progress throughout the day, unlike, say, walking. At some point in the future, I'll give you a tour of the bike and all of the things I'm carrying. The essential premise was I bought this bike for 40 euros. It was off a guy off Facebook Marketplace, a little bit sketchy, but worked out. And this bike is about as terrible a choice of a bike as you can possibly go for when looking for a touring bike. But at the same time, it would be kind of funny. That's essentially why I've chosen this bike. In addition, I've got a hammock, which I bought previously, of bits and pieces cobbled together on not very much money, just to sort of say, you don't need to go and spend thousands and thousands of dollars buying all of the fancy kit just to go on a tour. I want to prove that you can have an amazing time, that you can have an amazing experience with very little, essentially. I don't even have a sleeping bag, I don't have a tent, I've just got this hammock. I guess we'll see how it goes. The route that I'm going to take is a little bit undefined. At the moment, the only thing I really know is that I'm going to be going to Domodossola. Then from Domodossola, I have to take a train to Brig in Switzerland. From Brig, I'm going to go to Lausanne. And then from Lausanne, I'm going to go over the mountain into France. From there, it's a little bit undefined, but my goal essentially is to get to Calais. The time frame for all of this is going to be in the region of about 2 weeks. I think it will depend a little bit on the weather, on my physical condition, on the bike, how the bike does. As I'm recording this now, it's the day before departure. It's the 11th of July. Tomorrow I set off, tomorrow morning, and I want to be back in the UK before the 1st of August because I have other commitments. So let's see how it goes. Good morning. It is Friday the 12th. I'm about to set off. Well, not quite yet. I need to do some final bits of packing and then load up the bike and then we're off. Very excited, a bit nervous to be honest. The weather today looks awful, but I suppose we're just gonna have to deal with it. I'm gonna do some final packing and then I'll see you on the bike. So I'm just setting off, and there's a thunderstorm. Brilliant. I'm probably, 20 minutes, 30 minutes into the trip. It is absolutely bucketing it down. You probably can hear it. I wonder if you can even hear me. But this is absolutely insane. It's torrential rain and a thunderstorm. So progress report, we're about 40 kilometers in and it's going pretty good. We got rained on, which you saw, but since then it's been pretty decent. The bike is holding up. It is very wobbly. I think it's quite heavy. But no, we're doing pretty good. And look, a really nice towpath, which I'm going to follow for most of the way. So I'll see you in a minute. It's been very on and off showery today, unfortunately. Hence why I haven't filmed an awful lot. But I think we're about at the 50 kilometer-ish mark. Haven't checked in a while. And I'm actually enjoying it. Had a few minor technicals with the bike. Well, actually not really with the bike, with my bags more than anything. Turned out for about 8 or 10 kilometers or so, my backpack, which I have strapped to the back, was falling off the back, hitting the mud guard, and then rubbing the wheel. So it was as if I was cycling with the brake on. I was thinking, I thought it was maybe my fitness, or I thought it was a deceptive uphill that just kept going on and on. But no, it was that. So that's a pain. But now that's fixed, actually, progress is smooth. It's going really well, and I'm really loving it. I mean, it's very pretty here. I've got the river to one side, the Ticino, I think. And yeah, just fields. Basically alone out here as well. All right, quick update. We're at the 70 kilometer mark, thereabouts. And I've just passed what I marked out to be my first camp spot. I'll put some video up now. And it's only 3 p.m, so I've decided to continue. I'm actually feeling pretty good. I was very tired when I arrived. I had a little break, I had some food, I've got another electrolyte drink thing on the go. So we're gonna keep going, see how far we get. I think if I can put 2 good hours in on the bike, then I'll be in a really good spot to get past Lake Maggiore. So the issue that I'm facing at the moment is that I'm about to hit Lake Maggiore, and there's almost no campsites that I could find, or wild camping spots that I could see on the lake. I mean, maybe I can find something, but I would be surprised. This road, by the way, is absolutely horrible. I don't know if you can see that. They've been doing a lot of road cutting. It said it was closed, but man, it is absolutely full of sticks. So I'm going to pay attention, and I'll catch you up in a minute. So I made it to Lake Maggiore. I've been pushing really hard just to get some progress done. Okay, so I thought I'd give you a quick update. It's been a while, so there's a lot to catch up on, but I am now talking to you from Brig in Switzerland. You might be wondering how I got here exactly, and that's a good point. So last night, I think the last time I spoke to you was like a small update on the road. Essentially what I did was I kept going and I kept pushing, and I'd marked out this final camp spot by a river, which was 120 kilometers from my start point. And I kept pushing for that. I don't know why. I couldn't get it out of my head that that's where I needed to be. So that's where I ended up, but not without difficulty. So I had a major puncture, and even the tire itself got unseated from the rim, which was, I couldn't even push. But I managed to do about 15 kilometers like that, just pure pain, until I could get to a supermarket, get some food, and then you know, I had the energy to fix it. But I got there in the end. I'll show you some pictures of the campsite now. Very pretty, really good night's sleep. Set up the hammock, and even though there was a thunderstorm during the night, I didn't get wet at all. All my kit stayed dry. It was really good, actually. So then this morning, pretty gentle start. Got up fairly early, but very gentle ride to Domodossola, where I got a train. Very easy to do. It cost about 20 euros, I think, in total with the bike. and then yeah, just took the train to Brig. I mean, my gosh, I mean, it probably saved me at least a day, if not 2 days, in 30 minutes of just pure pain on this bicycle. So yeah, the plan now is just to head down the valley. I think I'm following the Rhone river, which you can see off to, well, maybe just about see it, and follow the Rhone down, just keep going down essentially. I mean, so previously as I was coming up to Domodossola, it was always a very slight uphill as I was like gaining altitude. Now I have the opposite. Now it's a very slight downhill, so this I'm assuming is going to be way more pleasurable, but there we go. So yeah, welcome to Switzerland. I'm not loving the headwind, but I am loving these wildflower meadows that they've got everywhere. It's beautiful. I'm a bit of an aviation nerd, but I have never seen a helicopter like that. That is wild. That is so cool. It's an emergency runway for the military. There's another one over here. Oh wow. That is so cool. Okay, so we're making some pretty decent progress. I just stopped for a coffee, which was very expensive and nowhere near as good as they are in Italy, but you know what, it was very necessary. Actually met a French couple who were on a cycling tour, so to bust out my French. For those of you who don't know me, which I assume is going to be very few of you, just because I don't think anyone's going to watch this video, I speak Italian, French, and obviously English, as well as Spanish, but that's not going to be that necessary. So the only language I don't speak is German, which is proving to be a little difficult, but it's not too bad. So the headwind is absolutely killing me. Like you can see it's sort of all gently sloping down. However, with the headwind, I'm just not making any progress really at all. But that doesn't really matter. I've already done pretty well today. It's only about 2 p.m. I've got, I think, about another 30 odd kilometers until I'm gonna look to stop. Just take it really easy. I need to give my legs a bit of a rest after yesterday. And we've already done a fair amount today, so I'm quite enjoying the pace. Switzerland, absolutely amazing place to go cycling, by the way. Low speed limits, cycle paths are everywhere. People just generally seem to be friendly. The entire time that I was cycling in Italy, not one person said hello to me back as I was cycling past. Here, maybe 70% do, which is just way nicer. It just seems so much more relaxed. Only downside of Switzerland is it's very expensive, but wow, I mean, the views are so worth it. This place is unbelievable. There's some cute horses, but oh my gosh, look at that! Look at those goats! Also, side note, I think these goats might be a little bit lost. What is that doing here? Okay, so I made a big mistake. I had picked out a campsite, which is going to be that lake, which you've just seen. And it was looking really good. I went for a swim, cleaned myself off, the water was beautiful. And then the sun went behind the clouds and I thought, ooh, it's actually pretty cold. And so I thought, okay, well, let's check the temperature. And okay, it's like a sort of respectable 23 degrees. But tonight it's going to go down to, I think, 12 degrees or something like that. And frankly, I'm just not prepared for it at all. I've got nothing warm with me. I think even if I wore everything that I have, I would freeze completely. So I've had to make a difficult decision, which is I'm going to a hotel. It's very expensive, way too expensive, but you know, this is the cost of not preparing properly, not checking the weather. So it's frustrating, but it's of my own doing. I could easily have prepared for this, but I got complacent, I guess. So yeah, off to a hotel.